Hi, family. Welcome back to another week here at Mama's Knee. I'm your host, Minister Iris Winters. You know, I always have a question. We started out this way every week. If your child came to you and told you that they were perpetrated or sexually abused, would you believe them? Not a popular conversation, but one that needs to happen. I like your thoughts and your process, and put in the comments if you've had incidents like this. Come back and we'll talk about it. Family, thank you for showing up here again with me on Saturday. Do me a favor, hit the like, comment, subscribe, and the notification button, and also share it. Thank you. All right, family, let's get this one in. I want to say this before I say anything else. What I'm going to say is a sensitive subject. Some are opinions, some are facts. I will be brief, but my question was, if your child, male or female, young or old, came to you and said that they were sexually abused or touched in any way, would you believe them? This doesn't have to be a current situation. It could be 10, 15 years from now. Would you believe them? And the reason why I ask that, because in talking to so many people, their parents, guardians did not believe them or did not keep them safe. And that is a problem in itself. But just to bring you awareness, April is National Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And sexual abuse is close to my heart for a lot of reasons. Some I will share, some I will not. But just listen to this, because I want you to see where society is going and what's going on. Here are a few headlines. Central PA man charged with sexual abuse of 3 girls as young as 7. Additional arrests have been made in Lebanon County child abuse sexual assault case. Harrisburg man arrested and accused of using medical position for sexual assault. Central PA man sentenced to 28 years in prison after sexually assaulting and abusing 14 children. Now, those are just a few. But every day, there are headlines like that. And it makes my heart sad, because this should not be. I have had friends, I myself, in some type of way have been sexually abused, assaulted, inappropriate touch, inappropriate feel, all of those things. I work for a hospital and we have trainings, and they did a training on trafficking, and I was blown away. Not a trafficking in Texas, not in Philadelphia, not in California, but in central Pennsylvania, right here. And I just want to share a little bit with you because it's important. But first, let me ask that once this podcast is done, that you will continue this month and every month forward praying for all sexual assault victims, survivors. Here is some statistics. I'm not a statistic person, but I know a lot of people are. Some of the things I tell you, I've lived through them. They have happened to me, my family, someone I know. But every 68 seconds, another American is sexually assaulted. Every 68 seconds. 1 in 6 females in the United States has been the victim of an attempted or completed rape in her home. The number of people victimized each year, 80,600 inmates, 6,000 children, 433 general public, 18,000 military. What was the survivor doing when the crime occurred? Listen at this. 48% were sleeping or performing another activity at home. 29% were traveling to and from work or school, or traveling to shop or run errands. 12% were working. 7% were attending school. 5% were doing unknown or other activities. 70% of adult rape and sexual assault victims know their attacker prior to the assault. And only 28% of rape sexual assault victimizations are reported to law enforcement officials. This came from the Pennsylvania Psychiatric Institute. Are we talking to our children about the uncomfortable thing? Are we sharing our own stories with our children? And please, mom and dads, aunties and uncles, nanas, pop-pops, don't think that women do not sexually abuse women and girls. They do. Don't think that men only perpetrate women. It's not true. And now this statistic is my own because I lived it. And can I tell you something? When you have a child that has been sexually abused, there is a great likelihood that they will do that to somebody else. And I know here's where grace and mercy step in. Stop, drop, and roll and think about the whole case. And I know that's hard to do, but they're only doing to some other child or some other person what has been done to them. It's a cycle, it's a pattern. Are you aware of the fact that we are not born heightened sexual beings? If someone touches your child or you or anybody at an inappropriate time before their body is ready, their mind is ready to go to that place, it puts a trigger in them. They ignite something inside that person that they shouldn't. A 7-year-old should not know how to please themselves sexually. I said it's not going to be pretty. But there are things that we can do as parents and caregivers to talk to our children. It's uncomfortable. I know my children that are in their 30s now, you used to call it good touch, bad touch. At first, I didn't want to say the actual word of the body part because everybody may call theirs something totally different. I used to work for Ray Crisis as a secretary years ago, and the words and the names that people had for certain body parts were amazing to me. Teach them the right ones and the wrong ones. Whatever you do, do not be so ashamed or into your own triggers and trauma that you don't educate them. Let me tell you something also. If your child, even an infant, does not like a person and their spirit's just not feeling them, parents, mamas, uncles, aunties, all of y'all, run with that. Please, in the name of Jesus, run with that. My granddaughter's 3 months old. Now, we call her Tootie because she has a little tood. But when she feels like no, and I said to my son, I might be her grandmama, honey, but when your child, for whatever reason, she's 3 months old, feels resistance, you run with that. And he said, but you're my mama. I said, let me tell you something. I'm sure people said that while Uncle Pete was messing with them. I'm sure people said that while Big Mama, when they were sleeping with Big Mama. No, it happens everywhere, color, races, economic statuses. It's rape, it's sexual assault, it's incest, it's child sexual assault, groping, grabbing, ritual abuse, commercial sexual exploitation, prostitution, trafficking, sexual harassment of any kind. Is not cute, it's not funny, it's not wanted. Exposure and voyeurism. See, that's one that we don't think about. There's a lot of that goes on. Teachers watching students while they're changing clothes, or if little boys may be curious or little girls may be curious about why somebody's changing their clothes in the bathroom in your household and you're looking through the peephole, that's a no. Stop that behavior. Ask them where they got that from. Sometimes it's just curiosity, but always be vigilant, always when it comes to your children. Child sexual abuse is a physical or non-physical contact between an adult or minor and a child which results in sexual stimulation and the gratification. What did I say earlier? They ignite something in that child. A child should not know those things. I know somebody that said where they were having organ lessons, the teacher did that right in their own home. Mama sitting right there. Be vigilant. And can I say, as believers, this is where discernment comes in. We now don't want to listen to the big mamas, because back in the day, we couldn't go to everybody's house. You couldn't take my kids everywhere. I am still like that to this day. I don't care if I'm tired. I'm going to watch my grandkids because I need them to feel safe. There's not enough safe children in this world. Some of the things that I see, even bestiality, come on, humanity, what are we doing? There's some things that we can't change and do, and true, it's easier to arrest one of them, I'm sure. But I need us to keep our children safe. I need us to talk to our children about the uncomfortable thing. If you see your child's backside itching, go and ask them, are you okay? Did you not wipe yourself? I know I'm talking a lot of things, but can I tell you, these are things Iris lived. God said to watch out and take care of the children, the widow, the weak, the poor. Children are weaker compared to other adults. When they say no, they were like, it's just between me and you. Or what about the threats? Oh, I'll kill you and so and so. Also, can I say, be the parent that nothing is uncomfortable. One time my son showed me his private part, and I was thinking, no, I'm sorry, I don't want to know that. And then I stopped, and I said, what's going on? He was like, no, it's not like that, Mom. I just want you to, okay. But at first I was going to put that resistance there, where if I can't look at you got hit with a ball there or something else, then if you were touched, or if you were perpetrators, or somebody encouraged you to perpetrate somebody else, you wouldn't come to me. Encourage them that even while they're dating, they could be 16, 17, 14, 15, I don't care. Kissing, if you say no, first of all, in my household you shouldn't be kissing that young, but that's just a personal disclaimer. That's my opinion. But no is no. Some people, as an adult, I don't want my face touched. Little things like that, groping, feeling, touching. And the thing that they do you know a lot of sexual assault, people who sexual assault, especially predators, they can see a child. They will know instantly that child is one that they're grooming them. Always, 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 always. In my own personal life, I want y'all to know there are some things that children do where you know something's not normal. My child was like, why are you giving that person a bath? Ding, 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 ding. Why are we so concerned about getting a bath? Every child loves a bath. Only to find out that child was perpetrated and was thinking that, what are you doing to that little girl? And I had to assure them. But we need to talk about it. There's things that we can do. We can donate. We can go. Let me tell you real quick. There are places that you can go if you've been sexually assaulted, sexually abused, if you just want to learn. It's PCAR, Pennsylvania Coalition Against Rape. There's the YWCA of Harrisburg. There's the YWCA of Lancaster. There's the YWCA of Cumberland and Perry County. There are places that you can go to seek help, and don't be ashamed, and don't let guilt do that to you. But more important, as a parent, don't let your triggers be your kids' triggers, because you'll set them on a path that is so ungodly. But then as church people, we can say, oh, they fast. No, why is she fast? Oh, he got that look like, oh, something gonna be wrong with him. Why? Do we find out why? Because we don't want to know the uncomfortable. I have a friend, and I said to her, she said to me that 2 of her children were gay. Nothing wrong with that for her. And I said, that's kind of ironic. Your son went to boarding school. Did you ever ask him what happened there? She said no. And I said, let me tell you something. I know what I know. And I know that school he went to, that a lot of that happens there. I just never thought to ask, what in the world? Your children are grown. The one's 13. What you mean you didn't ask? My heart is bleeding. My heart is bleeding because of what humanity, what families are doing to children. It's the little things. And sometimes I don't think we understand what it does to a young, innocent mind. It takes you to a place that you'll never, ever know. Never, ever know. And then well, their grades was good. Really? Were they? Okay. Did they stop eating? Did they stop going places? Did they stop washing? I'm giving you, these are the things that I know. These are not statistics. people have been brutally raped. And when I hear those stories, can I tell you, my heart hurts. We were at a session one time, and all these women talked about how they were physically and sexually abused and locked in the cupboard and all that. When I got in the car, my parents are deceased. When I got in the car, I called my brother who lives in Atlanta, and I said, thank you for you and Mama D, which is my sister-in-law, for keeping me safe. But here's the thing. Even the one of us that were kept safe sometimes had an inappropriate touch. That is my story. Never shared it. But I can't do what I'm being called to do. I can't be here if I can't tell you. Maybe because it looks like something don't mean it is. Just because it doesn't look like it don't mean it's not. There's counseling. Even if you're being abused at home physically, even sexually, because I was ignorant not to think that men can rape their wives. I'm telling you, I know I'm giving you a lot of stuff in a little bit, but I'm asking you, when you see those headlines, just like if I see an ambulance go, I pray for them. When you see those headlines, because what we're starting is and perpetuating is a generation of people who do not know who they are sexually, who do not know what their body feels like. I'm sorry. At 3 years old, a child should not know what pleasing themselves is like. And y'all don't think that deserves to get a doctor's opinion? Does it mean that you might not have kept them safe? It does. But it don't mean you're a bad parent, because our lives are busy. But if this is you, family, friend, child, if you suspect, I gave you some names. But here's another thing. Nothing new is underneath the sun, and then I'm going to close, because this will be carried on for the rest of the month, because April is what? Sexual Assault Awareness Month. But let me tell you, nothing new is underneath the sun. I thought I was going to bowl over dead when you don't read certain, you only read certain parts of the Bible. Ooh, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think it's 2 Samuel chapters 13 and 14. Read about Tamar. I don't want to spoil it for you. I want you to go do it. Because when I read it, I was like, oh my gosh, not in the Bible. Yeah, because you're the same mama to go, oh, not my kids. Yes. Nothing is new under the sun. Parents do it to their children. And then if your father perpetrated you or molested you, why do you leave your kids with him? Somebody talk to me, because this month is going to be all about that. But I just wanted to bring it to you. I wanted to let you know that this is real. Even like if somebody caresses your child, be like, wait a minute, or your wife or your husband. Believe it or not, that ain't, they want them. That's sexual abuse. That's a sexual assault. You don't caress anything without permission. I'm a hugger, but what I've learned to do is say, may I? When I pray for people at the altar, may I touch you here? Now see, where I come from, it'd be like, hey, that's it. But today, you never know what people have been through. And I thank God for discernment. And I thank God, and I kept on saying, God, why are you doing this to me? Why? Thank you, God. I can see them if they have mental illness. Thank you, God. I can see if they've had sexual trauma or abuse. I just need y'all to listen, even when it looks funny. Why are they showing so much interest in you, your daughter, your children, your grandchildren? Why their boss always wants you to come in his office and shut the door? Come on, y'all. I am Minister Iris. I love you. Please take what I'm saying to heart, and I'm going to be back next week with more resources, more statistics. But I'm just asking you, I'm begging you, this week, pray for those people. Pray for the people, yes, the people who perpetrate. God's not like that. And I know that's hard, and I know I'm going to get backlash. But pray for their healing so they don't continue to do that. Pray for the ones who have been abused by them or touched by them or anything. It's so much more. Again, I love you. It's April. It's Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Get out your pulpits. Be uncomfortable. Get out your titles. Be uncomfortable. Get out of your shame and guilt, mom or dad, auntie, grandma. Iris, share your story. Let it bring a remembrance back. Ooh, Pray and fast that thing out if that person is in that cycle of being an abuser or perpetrator. That's all I have for today. I love you. Think about what I'm saying. Pray. But you gotta read 2 Samuel 13 and 14. The chapters, you gotta read them. Until next week, thank you for allowing me this time.